Good morning, children. How are you all? I hope you all are fit, fine, and healthy. We are back with English subject. This is your English teacher Zainab Kagdi from Atmiya Green School, Jadeshwar, is going to teach you a new lesson from Oxford Revised New Pathways course book. So I'll request you to take out Unit 9. Unit 9 is on page number 122. My Life. My Life is a biography of APJ Abdul Kalam which gives us a glimpse into his childhood. As you can see in the picture that this is a picture of a family. So this is the family of none other than APJ Abdul Kalam. APJ Abdul Kalam was the 11th President of India. We are all aware of his achievements in every field, whether it is mathematics or engineering. So here, this lesson offers us a glimpse into his childhood, that what was his daily schedule, how he learned other subjects, and how he scored very good marks in all the subjects. And his respect towards the teachers and parents, his attachment, his emotional binding with the family are all expressed in these lessons. So let us start this lesson. We are all familiar with the 11th President of India, APJ Abdul Kalam. Now, let's read an excerpt from his autobiography which offers us a glimpse into his childhood. So this is an autobiography of APJ Abdul Kalam. That is his life history, that how he was in his childhood and what happened in his childhood and what happened throughout his life. Vanakkam Ayya, I have some good news for you. Vanakkam means, just as we say Namaste, same way in Tamil Nadu we say Vanakkam. It was my mathematics teacher from class 4 and he was standing just outside the house and calling out to my father. He looked quite excited, so we all rushed out to greet him and invite him inside. So, Vanakkam Ayya, I have some good news for you is said by the teacher of APJ Abdul Kalam. When this story is taken, this story had happened when he was in class 4. This incident was about a teacher visiting his house. My father offered him a seat and then looked on expectantly. Abdul, come up here to me. My teacher beckoned to me. As you can see in the picture, this is the teacher and this is the father of APJ Abdul Kalam, mother and his brother and sister. And this is a child with green shirt is APJ Abdul Kalam. Abdul, come up here to me. My teacher beckoned to me. I was standing with all the other children, peeping from behind my elder brother. I came up shyly to him. He pulled me close affectionately, then turned to my father and said, Abdul has scored full marks in mathematics in the exam. And not only in the mathematics, but in science as well. And he has done very well in English and Tamil too. We teachers are very proud of him. So, what's been said here is, Abdul, come up here to me. My teacher beckoned to me. Beckon means to give him a gesture with hand, arm or head to encourage or instruct him to approach or to follow him. So his teacher had some good news, and this good news is regarding Abdul's marks. He has scored full marks in mathematics, but not only in mathematics, but also in science, English and Tamil. So it was a very proud moment for the family, for Abdul, as well as even for the teachers who has worked hard and put lot of efforts in his achievements. I was so pleased to hear this result, but I was even more pleased because my teacher had taken the trouble to come all the way to my house to tell us about this. He had finished his work at the school, and then, instead of hurrying back home, he had come here to share his pride and happiness with my family. Our school was small, but it had many such teachers like him. They taught us with love and care and felt the same joy in our achievements as we did. So, here, by these words of APJ Abdul Kalam, we can see his respect towards teacher. First, he was pleased with his result, but he was even more pleased with the teacher. Why? Because he had taken so much of trouble to come up to him and to tell his family. If the teacher wanted, he would have waited for a day and waited for the next day for Abdul to come to school and give him this good news. But he decided to reach out to him and share his joy and achievement of Abdul with his family. First, he had finished the work of the school, and then instead of hurrying back home, he decided to come here to share his pride and happiness with my family. His school was small, but he said that we had many such teachers. That means such affectionate, such loving teachers he had in school. His school was rather small. That evening, my mother made special poli, a flat chapati shaped sweet to celebrate. As we all know that even when we children achieve something in our life, whether it is marks or something sports achievement or something in competition, when we achieve something, our parents are very much excited. In fact, much more excited than us, and they make special things for us. So that evening, Abdul's mother made polis. Now, poli is a flat chapati shaped sweet. We all loved polis and ate many helpings till we were told we had enough and sent off to bed in case we got tummy aches. That means his mother had made polis and they used to eat polis uncontrollably because they loved polis so much that their mother and father had to stop them from eating so that their tummies won't ache. As you can see in the picture that this is a morning scene of Abdul's house. Now let us see how Abdul's morning routine was. As a child, my day started very well. It began with my mother gently shaking me awake very early in the morning before sunrise. So we can see that he wakes up before sunrise. Abdul, wake up Kanna. She would call affectionately and I got up, wiping the sleep from my eyes. So on very affectionate call of his mother, he used to wake up before sunrise. I had two places to go to before school. One was the Arabic tuition class that all of us attended. There we learned to read the Quran. So in spite of being and following different culture, he did not put himself back in reading and in taking Arabic tuition class. So this shows us that no matter which religion we follow, but we should not bind ourselves from learning different things. So whether it is Bible, whether it is the Holy Gita and the Holy Quran, we can read out these books in order to get the advantage and benefits from the books. There he learned how to read Quran, and after that was over, I went to my mathematics teacher's house. He took a special class for students who showed promise in the subject. I have always loved learning about numbers and their rules and patterns. Addition and subtraction and multiplication and all the other basic functions I had learned very quickly. Now I was raring to know about more complex problems. My teacher had started the class for students just like me, and I enjoyed going there and grappling with number problems in the early hours of the day. So as you can see that before going to school he had two arrangements. At the start of the day he used to go to Arabic tuition, and then he went to mathematics teacher who taught him mathematics, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and other basic functions. But as we can see by his words that he learned mathematics very fast. So now he was moving up to the complex problems. He enjoyed there and he learned mathematics there in the early hours of the day. I ran back home once the class was over. My mother would always have a hot meal ready. We all ate our fill. In our school, children did not carry tiffin boxes and water bottles. So I ate the mid-morning meal hungrily, enjoying the rice and vegetables and chutney and dal. Some days she should make piping hot dosas, and I still remember that thick, crispy texture and the spicy powder smeared on them. So, year after finishing Arabic and maths class, he ran back home to fill his tummy. His mother used to make hot meals and she used to offer him a hot meals before going to school. As we heard that the children were not allowed to carry tiffin box and water bottles, so he ate mid-morning meal hungrily. What did he eat in the morning? Rice, vegetables, chutney and dal. And some days her mother cooked dosas also. So he still remembered the crispiness and the spices added on them. The children all walked to school together. Our school was the Rameswaram Elementary School and the only one in the town then. We walked along the cobbled roads together, chatting and playing little games. We had to carry only a few books with us, and no one took school bags. The school buildings had rows of classrooms and a small playground. In the class, I sat with Ramnatha Shastri, my best friend. We had known each other from the first day we came to school and been friends ever since. He and I loved to chat, and somehow we never ran out of things to say to each other and do together. So here this is a scene from his school. As you can see in the picture, this is Abdul and this is his friend Ramanatha. So he walked to school. He did not had any auto rickshaws or van. He walked to the school. His school name was Rameswaram Elementary School, and he had only one school in the town. So he walked along the cobbled roads together, chatting and playing with the games. He had to carry only few books, so he did not carry school bags, and no one carried school bags there. They used to keep the books in his hand and go to school by walking. Now talking about the school building had rows of classrooms and a small playground. In the class I sat with Ramanatha Shastri. So he was his friend, you can see in the picture. He was his best friend, and they shared their happiness, their joy, their sorrow, everything with each other, and they somehow did not lack any topics to chat on. One day we decided we would build boats made of leaves and keep them ready in case it rained. Whenever we got a break between classes, we took up our pile of leaves and made little boats out of them. Imagine our joy when it actually rained that day. So what are they doing in the picture? You can see that they're having books beside them and they are having leaves, and they are making boat out of those leaves. And why are they making them? Just because they could sail them in the when it rains there. So they prepared leaf boats just for fun. Now that day it rained actually very heavily. Our school fleet of boats set sail on the many puddles. If I saw an ant or other insect, I carefully made sure it got a ride on my boat to safety. I don't know if the ants were any grateful for this unexpected joyride, but we were thrilled to see them clinging on to the flimsy leaf boats and sail away. So now you can see that they used to arrange these boats, the fleet of boats for the sail on many puddles. And if he found any ant or any other such insects, then what did he do? He used to put them inside the leaf boat, and then he made sure that that insect or ant had a safe ride. He don't know that if the ants were any grateful for this unexpected joyride, but we were thrilled to see them clinging on to the flimsy leaf boats. Flimsy means such boats which can be easily damaged, insubstantial or easily damaged, and sail away. So here you can see that he was very sincere in his morning routine. He was sincere in his morning routine, and then he used to go to Arabic class, then mathematics class, and then he used to have full tummy meal, and then he used to go to school where he had a friend of him. He used to share his all the detail of with his friend. He used to have a good day with him. He used to have a lot of chat with him. He used to make and do fun activity with him. So this is how he was in his childhood, and we would learn further more about APJ Abdul Kalam in our next video. Till that, I will request you to read page number 123, 124 and 125, and you can even read further for better understanding. You can even write down the hard words given on the right hand side of the page and write it 5 times so that you can learn it easily. And here we are having one activity on page number 122 of your course book. Discuss with your talking partner to list at least 10 qualities of a person who can lead others towards better life. So these are the words: perseverance, honesty, hope, creativity, curiosity, bravery, caring, gratitude, humor, problem solving. So these are the words which you need to find from this crossword puzzle and shade them. Take out the 10 qualities, 10 words or phrases that describe the qualities of an inspiring leader, and shade them with light colored crayons. These are the words given to you. After doing that, use 5 of these words or phrases in sentence. So what you need to do is select these any 5 words and make a phrase, make a sentence out of this. Note, you can use is, was, has before these words or phrases. So you can find out these words in this crossword puzzle and shade them using light colored crayons, and then use these any 5 words or phrases and make a sentence out of it.